Cleopatra was the last real monarch and the last pharaoh of the Ptolemaic dynasty of ancient Egypt, the daughter of Ptolemy XII or less. She was also the last person officially crowned as a pharaoh in ancient Egypt. With this historical figure, the pharaoh existence as the monarch of the independent state of Egypt came to an end completely. Cleopatra lived a life of extreme ups and downs, enchanting two great Roman emperors and passing away at the age of 39. Cleopatra, a woman of the Ptolemaic dynasty who ruled Egypt, married her 10-year-old brother at the age of 18 and ascended the throne as co-pharaoh. From an early age, Cleopatra was very intelligent and had an excellent ability to learn foreign languages. She was fluent in 9 languages, and it is said that during her diplomatic envoys, conversations took place without an interpreter. As the power struggle between Cleopatra and her younger brother escalated 3 years after ascending to the throne, the unity of the siblings began to crumble. The two each wanted to monopolize all power. However, when Cleopatra was pushed out of her power struggle with her younger brother and deprived of virtual all power, she began to be shunned by people. She was forcibly deposed as a pharaoh and forced to flee to Syria. But then, at a dead end, a new plan came to her, similar to Egypt, which was chaotic. Due to power struggles at the time, civil wars were taking place between commoners and nobles in Rome. Among them, Caesar of the commoners visited the Egyptian city of Alexandria, and she did not miss the opportunity to try to take advantage of this situation. One day, Cleopatra's servants approached Caesar with a valuable rock on their shoulders. They handed him the rock, saying it was an expensive gift, and Caesar was amazed when he unwrapped the rock. Cleopatra was lying naked, curled up on the rock. When Caesar saw Cleopatra, he was astonished, and in fact, he was completely enchanted by her beautiful appearance at that moment. At that time, Caesar was in his 50s and Cleopatra was in her 20s. There are still different opinions about aesthetic standards because it varies from era to era, but according to a Roman historian, she was beautiful enough for one to be enchanted just by looking at her. Caesar, completely enamored with her, began to fall in love with Cleopatra. Despite the opposition of his citizens, Caesar supported Cleopatra by eliminating all powers hostile to her, for her to reclaim her pharaoh position. Eventually, when she was guaranteed the safety and independence of Egypt, Ptolemy Caesar, a mixture of the names of the Egyptian dynasty and Roman Caesar, was born to the two. Their love didn't last long. Not long after Caesar's return to Rome, he was assassinated by Brutus, whom he trusted, and Cleopatra had to return to Egypt and focus only on reclaiming uncertain power. In addition, in order to reclaim the former territories of the Egyptian dynasty, she needed someone to support her power after Caesar. As time went by, in chaotic Rome, two kings came to power, and there was a period of conflict that could only end if one side won. At this time, Antonius, one of the two powerful Romans who was in the east, went on an expedition. At the same time, he too wanted to obtain funds and supplies for the war in Egypt. Having obtained this information, Cleopatra approached Antonius with a charming appearance. Unlike Antonius, who was dressed modestly enough to be called the most powerful person, Cleopatra greeted Antonius with splendid golden covered decorations. Antonius, who had not known Cleopatra, could not resist her charm and eventually fell in love. It is said that Cleopatra would do anything to grab Antonius' heart. When he felt boredom, she made him feel a different charm. and she provided a splendid spectacle of all kinds of delicacies every day. Blinded by love, Antonius eventually wrote a letter to his wife Octavia asking for a divorce, and devoted himself to Cleopatra, and the longer it went on, the bigger the conflict with Octavianus, another powerful Roman. It was a shame for the Romans to abandon a pure Roman wife and choose a foreign woman. In Rome, public opinion was full of support for Octavianus and criticism of Antonius. Most of all, when rumors spread that Antonius was trying to establish a new state in the east with her, Octavianus and Antonius went to war. That was the famous sea battle of Actium, which went down in the history of Rome and Egypt. In fact, in this battle, in which two Roman giants, Octavianus and Antonius, fought for the world, was actually a game that Antonius had an advantage in from the beginning. Unlike Antonius' heavy and spacious ships, Octavianus and his speed ships were quick to surround him and attack. Meanwhile, the situation was reversed when Cleopatra's battleships, feeling threatened, abruptly retreated. Antonius' ships caught fire and began to sink. Antonius, who lost his morale when the Egyptian ships ran away, gave up on his battle and managed to get into a small boat and escape the battlefield. And losing his courage in the naval battle, and rumors circulating, even though Cleopatra had died, Antonius was grieved and attempted suicide. However, Cleopatra escaped to Egypt and did not die, and Antonius was transported to Cleopatra in a dying state, where he died in the arms of the woman he loved. Also, Octavianus, who won the war, had no intention of saving Cleopatra and her son, so she also committed suicide. It is said that her death happened unnoticed. Upon returning from worshipping Antonius' tomb, she lay on her bed and released a prepared viper on her chest, where she was bitten by the poisonous viper and died. After that, Egypt began to decline rapidly to destroy itself. Rome, on the other hand, reached its heyday by occupying all areas near the Mediterranean Sea.